Good evening and welcome to the Claims Committee meeting on Thursday, July 9th, 2026. I would like to call this meeting to order. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Council Vice President Horian,
Present.
Councilman Andahar, Councilman Ritz,
Present.
Councilman Trafficante, Councilwoman Vaziri,
Present.
Council President Wall.
Here.
Is there anyone in chambers who would like to make public comment on agenda matters only? Anyone online?
There is no public comment online.
I would like to entertain a motion to convene to executive session pursuant to RIGL 4246582.
So moved.
Second that.
All those in favor? Any nays? Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Andahar, Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante, Councilwoman Vaziri,
Yes.
Council Vice President Horian,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
We are now in executive session. No new matters continued from the June 4th, 2026 meeting, and I would like to make a motion to return to open session.
Motion to return to open session.
Any discussion? Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante, Councilwoman Vaziri, Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
I want to state for the record that there were motions made in executive session, and I would like to take a motion to seal the executive session minutes.
Motion to seal the executive session minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante, Councilwoman Vaziri,
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the June 4th, 2026 regular meeting.
I don't believe they're available at this time.
Is it May?
No, they're not there today. You have them on your agenda?
No, maybe not. Well, I have these.
Mine doesn't
What
say
are
it.
Those were May. Never mind. Never mind.
Would you like a motion to adjourn, Madam Chair?
Yes, I
A
would.
motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it. This meeting will be adjourned.
All right, I'd like to call tonight Safety Services and Licensing Committee to order. Clerk, please take a roll call.
Councilwoman Graziano. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Present.
Councilman Trafficante. Councilwoman Vaziri.
Present.
Council Vice President Horayan.
Present.
Council President Wall.
Here.
Approval of minutes. I do not have those right now. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to speak tonight? Public comment? Is there anyone?
There is no public comment online.
Thank you very much. The next item was a show cause for a victoring license for La Fontaina Market. They came in to see the clerk today. I'm told they did not have to attend tonight, so we're gonna take that off and everything is. Okay, committee matters carried over. The first item is Class BV liquor license for U Dumpling Cranston, RI LLC, doing business as Ugly Dumpling. And we're gonna ask that to be continued. They called and asked this to be continued one more time. This is gonna be the last time we continue them.
A motion to continue to the August 3rd meeting. Madam
Second.
Chair.
Any discussion? May,
Councilwoman Graziano. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilwoman Vaziri.
Yes.
Council Vice President Horayan.
yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, the next thing is the same business with their Victorine license, same thing. I would like a motion to carry this over.
Motion to continue into the August 3rd meeting?
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, could I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilwoman Vaziri.
Yes.
Council Vice President Horayan.
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Okay, next we're gonna have new matters before the committee. This is gonna be a Class BV liquor license. It's a transfer. This is the Gentleman Cigar Lounge located at 100 East Avenue. Their hours are all here. Everything is met. I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve this.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Could I,
Councilwoman Graziano. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz. Councilman Trafficante. Councilwoman Vaziri.
Yes.
Council Vice President Horayan.
yes,
Council President Wall.
Yes.
actually, Solicitor, I just made a mistake. I should have asked for a motion to approve, subject to the sale tomorrow morning. The business is being sold tomorrow morning. The attorney is here, so I need the transfer to be subject to the sale of the new owner.
Okay, that's fine. You can do it that way, but the transfer would not take place in any event if the closing didn't take place. But if you want to, you can make it subject to that. That's fine. All right, then someone who voted with the majority has to file a motion for reconsideration and
I'll make a motion for reconsideration.
Second.
But
take the vote.
Okay, we're gonna take a vote
Take a
now
vote.
to reconsider.
This is a motion to reconsider. Councilwoman Graziano. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz. Councilman Trafficante. Councilwoman Vaziri.
Yes.
Council Vice President Horayan.
Yes,
Council President Wall.
Okay, so now,
Point, wait, just a question. So this is the gentleman lounge. I just see the license on here. So I see the transfer, but shouldn't there be who it's transferring to?
no,
It doesn't have to be,
no, that should all be taken care of in the application process because if they're, and that's why there's also the notice requirements in case there's money owed to some distributors or something like that, they can object. But other than that, it doesn't have to be listed on the agenda.
No, thank you for the clarification.
I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve this subject to the sale tomorrow morning closing.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Councilman Graziano. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz. Councilman Trafficante. Councilwoman Vaziri.
Yes.
Council Vice President Horayan.
Yes,
Council President Wall.
Yes.
thank you. Okay, this is the transfer of the license. Are you selling the business or changing ownership? Could you say your name and your address first?
The owners here, I'm here for translated.
Okay, so is he the owner, selling the business or buying the business?
Buying the business
And when is the close, the business?
tomorrow.
Morning also? Renzulli, all has been met, do you know?
Yes, it's not, nothing is listed as not there, so it's,
Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing then. Ask for a motion to approve, subject to the closing of the new owners tomorrow morning.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, could I have a roll call?
Councilman Graziano, Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilman Vaziri.
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
They have a victualling in 2 spots now.
Yeah, it'll be some.
Okay, septic license, this is a new one, license period, current to 8/30/2027, and it's 1620 sanitation, located at PO Box 6413, Mass. I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, could I have a roll call?
Councilman Graziano, Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante, Councilman Vaziri.
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Okay, next, we transferred your liquor license, but now we're doing the Victoring license to serve food. The same situation. I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve, subject to the sale of the business tomorrow morning in the closing.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, could I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilman Graziano, Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante, Councilman Vaziri.
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Now you're all set and you can go home. Sorry for the mistake.
problem.
Have a good night.
Good
Good luck on the new business. Okay, next for information only is mobile establishment, the Lemon Bar. That's all we know. Okay. This one's license renewals before the committee tonight. If nobody is opposed to it, I'd like to take this as a block. A block of A through O. All those in. Solicitor, do I vote for taking it as a block,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Could I please have a motion to take this as a block, A through O?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? These are all renewals and everything is in order. So I'm gonna ask now.
Wait, we have
Need
to
a
take a
roll
roll.
Take the
call
vote,
vote.
take the vote.
This is a roll for the block, to vote as a block. Councilman Graziano, Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilwoman Vaziri,
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve the block.
Motion to approve the block.
Second.
Discussion.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Can do that, right?
No.
Do
No.
roll,
Clerk, could I have a
We'll
call.
do a
Roll
roll call. Councilman Graziano, Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Yeah.
Councilman Trafficante, Councilwoman Vaziri.
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan, Council President Wall.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next on my agenda is mobile food establishments renewals. That's just informational only, so everyone look at that quick. Okay, next is Q Waste Haulers License Renewals, and I'd like to take this as a block, if everyone's okay. Could please have a motion to take this as a block.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on taking this as a block? Director Renzulli, can I have a roll call vote?
Councilman Graziano, Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz, Councilman Trafficante, Councilwoman Vaziri,
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes,
Council President Wall.
Yes.
but now may I have
Motion
approve the block.
So moved.
Please have a roll call vote.
Councilwoman Graziano, Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante. Councilwoman Nazari.
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Next on my agenda is the monthly schedules. We have not received anything from Roads on the Patuxent Park Theater or Cranston Stadium. I don't know why we're not receiving these anymore. Maybe the clerk could reach out and ask them to give us the schedules just so we have it and can put it into the record going forward.
Yes, ma'am, I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you. Communication. Into this is Council President Wall and Council Vice President Haroyan. This is the concern, track, riding bikes at Bain, the scooters, the skateboards. I'm going to turn this over to Council President Wall. He had somebody reach out to him with these concerns.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tom, if you would, this is one of several signs that surround the main track. I mean, I guess they fill a legal obligation, but they're not very prominent and they seem to be ignored on a regular basis. The track is used by a lot of people. It's probably one of the busiest tracks in the city. It's not in the best of condition. I've been in contact with Councilman Andujar, because this is in his ward. But we need to do something to keep bicycles, skateboards, and even worse right now, is these motorized bicycles and scooters. This is populated, especially in certain hours. We have a great deal of seniors in that area. Some of them go to the Y, some of them are very close to some of the senior living centers. So you have a lot of seniors are there. You've got these motorized bicycles, motorized vehicles. Listen, I was a kid too. I probably didn't pay much attention. And people have been hit or almost hit on this thing. So I think we got to do a good job of perhaps monitoring it, because it's becoming danger for our seniors. Listen, if you or I get hit by one of those motorized bikes, it would probably hurt. You'd get up and you wouldn't be very happy. But someone whose mobility is, somewhat compromised, is trying to get a little bit of exercise to increase their mobility, it could be tragic. So I put this on because more than one person has had issues, and more than one person has reached out to me on it. I don't know if the solution is to make newer signs, add the motorized vehicles, perhaps pull them off and confiscate them if necessary. I'm not sure what the solution is. I'm not in the enforcement business, but I know this is a recipe for disaster, and that's why I put it on.
Thank you, Council President. Councilwoman Nazari, did you have something to say?
Could we ask the police department for some sort of, I don't know, I don't want to call it a detail, but maybe like a check-in or someone to kind of monitor it here and there?
It's not something we can do. That would have to go through the administration, but
Cannavale could come up and we could speak to him, see if he's received complaints.
Like, you know how they have the police officer on the bike path? Maybe he could take a lap around the track.
I haven't received a lot of them, but you can see they're there all the
you
time.
see them, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't personally received a lot of complaints about it,
All right,
but it seems like it's constant.
Director Renzulli?
Director hat on,
Yeah.
is it possible that the beat officer, just kind of keep an eye on it as he's going by? I know we can't assign someone that location, and this isn't happening 24 hours a day. That would be my guess.
I'll put that on the order boards for each shift. Okay.
Since some cruisers were cutting the budget, maybe you could use mountain bikes on the track.
Not on the track, read the sign. Anyway.
Council President?
And I don't want to vilify it. Listen, a million years ago, I was a kid too. And I'll tell you what, if I saw that sign, I'd ride right by it. But if you pulled me over and said, hey, kid, don't ride bike on the track, I would probably take that to heart and remember it again, that I'm probably not. And if you explain it to me or somebody explain it to me, I might think about it. When you're a kid, you're just having fun. So I don't think they're doing anything malicious, but people Yeah, and some of the older people are a little afraid because these are motorized now too. So I think if someone did, it would be very helpful.
All right, thank you both. Oh, Councilman Piano, would you like to speak?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I don't know, is it possible there's something as simple as configure the entrance with a zigzag or a turn tile or something where you couldn't go through it with a bike or a motorized vehicle? A person can go easily through it, but you couldn't get that through.
There's a gate there, but it's always open.
Gate's wide open, but if it was like when you go through get on a bus or you get into certain walking paths, if the entrance was jogged where you couldn't actually bring a vehicle through, but a person can easily walk through and out.
Councilman Anderhoff.
Thank you, Chair. The complaints I usually get from the Bain track are kids, or young adults using motorized or battery packed bikes. So I think we might need to create an ordinance where we fine these people with these bikes or take them away or take their batteries. And by doing that, I think once it happens once or twice, I think people will stop bringing bikes. The dirt bikes usually come around October, August at night. It seems like there's a group of kids in the neighborhood that just have dirt bikes and they have nowhere to go. So they decide to go out there and start doing donuts. So maybe that's something we could review when it gets a little bit colder. But right now, the only complaints that I usually get are the motorized or battery powered bikes on the track that, you know, the grandma's walking and the kid has a battery powered bike and he's just going 30 miles an hour. So maybe we might have to create some kind of fine or something for all local parks that you can't drive those battery powered or electric bikes on there.
I'd be willing to. Go.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the, and Councilman Ritz. Councilman Ritz, thank you for opening my eyes to this. It's still very shocking, the stories I'm hearing. Discussion about residential being rented out to strangers, them coming to your house. There is a little app on your phone or wherever, Swimify. I did look at it every day since our last meeting, and Cranston only has one listed in Garden City. The reason we're discussing tonight is there's an address in Alpine that has been doing this. Captain Carnavale's here tonight. He will be speaking on this. And some nights they have 100 people at their house, all hours of the night, loud music. People are using other people's front yard to urinate, and it's a disgrace. We need to do something about this. Captain Carnavale, would you come up and let us know about the times the police have been called there?
I apologize. My colleague was supposed to be here. He's on the way. He had all the information, but I was the last call under the bullpen. But I don't have the list of calls.
Okay,
However, there have been people reaching out, not like they're afraid to call the station because of fear of retribution against them. So what they've been doing is they've been reaching out to individual officers and asking them, hey, listen, this is what's going on. And like you said about the neighbors, like you have like a ruckus. If it's a party and it's a birthday party of the people next door, that's one thing. When they're renting it out, people coming as far as Massachusetts, coming here and they're urinating on your lawn, leaving beer bottles on your lawn. That's a whole different game.
I did speak to your colleague today. He did let me know there was 4 calls in the last year to one's address. And the homeowner identified the house as an Airbnb renting it out, but it wasn't listed legally. I do know if the solicitor would like to come up also and speak, I do know there are 2 letters being sent out.
Yes, unfortunately, the letters were gonna go to the wrong address, so what I would like to see happen, and I've said this many, many times, whenever we have these type of complaints that involve enforcement issues, before I can take action, I need evidence. I can't do it based on conjecture, anecdotal evidence, a neighbor said to an officer this and that. I certainly don't want to tell, you know, anyone how to do their job, but what we need is some type of surveillance for someone to go there to document what's going on. I don't know if they've taken an ad in this Swimify or Swimply, whatever it's called. I did a quick search today on that. One came up in Cranston, but it wasn't Alpine Estates.
No, it was the
So-
Garden City one. I went on
Yeah.
it. I've been on it every day and I haven't seen that house.
It was, all right. Well, again, this all comes down to the same thing I've been saying for years, and not just with this issue, but any issue. If we're going to take action, I need evidence. So I need photographs, I need testimony, I need reports, I need observations.
Would that be a police report when the police are called to the house for a neighborhood disturbance?
It could be the police, it could be code enforcement. I mean, I know code enforcement doesn't work late at night, so I guess if it were during the day, then code enforcement might be able to handle it. But if it's strictly at night, yeah, it would strictly be a police matter, I think. There's no one else that could go down and document anything. And if, as the captain says, there's other things going on, like public urination or rowdyism or whatever, there's several other ordinances and maybe even criminal statutes they could be charged with, maybe disorderly conduct. I'm sure they're violating some of our ordinances with regard to disturbing the peace, things like that. So they can be, I think they can be cited even without the, the pool issue being completely resolved right now. But I don't want to tell anybody how to do their job. It's a police matter.
Council President Wall.
Councilman Ritz, this has happened a lot in your ward, right? When they call you, have they been calling the police?
So with the history of this residence, they're reluctant to call the police.
Okay.
So they've reached out. I've probably had 7 or 8 people reach out with this resident, some videos that they've shared. A couple times they believe it was a bachelor party they were having in the backyard. So there was some nudity going on there. The level of cars, sometimes the 50 cars on the street and, urinating at people's lawns and DJs with strobe lights. It's pretty intense. It looks like MTV Spring Break, some of these videos that they shared over there. That seems to be the main one. I had a few other people reach out about Rutland Avenue. Similar situation. They had not called the police. It was 2 folks that reached out about that one. But again, they're worried about retaliation from the neighbors in both situations. More so the Alpine one than this other one, but pretty extreme situations here.
They're gonna, kind of like the solicitor said, the police would need evidence, a report, like you said, if the pictures would be helpful. Something like that, because geez, this is bad news. We don't want this in Cranston. We definitely don't want this here. Thank you, Councilman. Thank you.
I'd like to make note that my colleague has arrived.
Arriva Major.
But
Councilman Ritz did put this on social media and there was quite a few comments pretty close to threatening him and myself, calling us names, vulgar and other things. So if that's what kind of clientele and residents are at this residence, it is something that needs to be addressed. If they were renting their pool out to say 20 people, closing it down at 10 or 11, being great neighbors, this would have never come before this council. But the way it came before the council and the way they're treating their neighborhood, we do need to do something. I have full faith in the police department. I'm sure they'll be great to help us out here.
yeah, the problem is when they call you, they'll call you the next morning or something. It's too late. It's too late. If they called us that night, we'd go there and they'd be documented. Even if it was just a call and the guy did a G20, which is just a security check, it would be logged in there. Yeah, loud music. I told him to shut it down, something. But if they don't call us first, we can't do the report.
We will not give out your personal cell phone, but he will post that if there's more episodes, to please call Cranston Police Department and have it on record.
Yeah, and they can do it anonymously.
Oh, okay.
Like, do it, like,
Probably
the
an
call
important thing to
anonymous.
share. Yeah.
If solicitor would like a written statement, then we'd have to get a written statement. But anonymously, at least would get us there. We show up, if we can see what's going on. But if they call you the next day, it's kind of like a little
That
late.
is the challenge. Many times it's next day, but the anonymous piece is very helpful, and I'll share that out. So people know that too. And I appreciate your attention to this. It's a unique one, but it's quite a situation they have with it. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is Councilman Ritz, Warren Ave dead end. issue following up?
Sure. So this resident had reached out to me a while ago with this noise situation. She has a kind of a unique, almost secluded dead-end street in my ward. I had worked through the mayor's office. The police department had gone out a few times. I thought it had resolved the issue, but she had come to our last meeting, and actually it seemed like it had gotten a little bit worse. I've spoken to her a few times. I actually went out there a few times around 9 o'clock when she said this is happening. I didn't see anyone there, but it is secluded. I could see it where it would be a problem for her. She's really the only house over there too. So we reached out a few times. It's still continuing to go on around there. I did talk to some of the other neighbors that are also concerned about this too. There's one car, and I know she sent in some photos with flat tires that's been sitting there. There's also a plow, so it's collected quite a few items over there. But some of the other residents have said other cars will pull up, go in this car with flat tires. It feels like the drugs or something out of this car, get back in their car and leave. And then at another point in time, someone else will come out to the car, get something out of the car and leave. So it's a very suspicious, if not nuisance, besides this, the music and everything else that's going on there. And then at certain points of the night, it does look like it's some type of like drop off or something that's going on there.
Council President Wall?
There is a letter from Miss, and I hope I'm saying it correctly, hold on a second. Orpentuz, perhaps? You maybe take a motion to enter this into the record.
So moved.
Make a motion.
Second,
Any discussion on it? Clerk, could I please have a motion?
Councilman Graziano, Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante, Councilman Nazari,
yes.
Council Vice President Ryan, Council President Wall.
Yes, and just as I finish up, I can see the work you've done, and Mrs. Orpentez, if I'm saying it pronounced, thank you for the work you do. She's very complimentary of your efforts to bring this to light. You know, I thank you as well. Councilman Ritz.
It's on here. I didn't know what else we could do with this situation. She has a few ideas with putting boulders or reducing the length going back into that road. I don't know if that's an option. They were trying to determine if it's one of the other residents on the street that's parking here to do this. It was hard to tell. The cars that are coming in and out definitely aren't residents of that street. It's a dead end short street too. So I didn't know if there was anything else we could do as far as, local traffic only to try and deter it or try and block off that area over there.
Councilman Ritz, do you know if the cars, why are we leaving a car with flat tires parked on a city road?
Yeah, is the car registered?
It had license plates on. I did look at that. I don't know if it's registered or not, but as you can see by the picture, it has flat tires. So she mentions in the letter, and I would assume she's correct that it's not moving. And that is the car the other neighbors had said that looks like it's a drop.
And what about a plow just on a city street left?
It's left there behind it. She thinks it's a city plow. I haven't verified that at all. It doesn't look large enough for a city plow, but I don't know the expert.
Councilwoman Fazeri?
Can we have the car towed? Because you can't just
I was just gonna
leave
comment
a
on that.
car there, right?
Solicitor?
If you want. So, yeah, Rhode Island law allows a municipality to tow a vehicle that's parked on public property. It gets a little more complicated if we're talking private. So the first question is, I know you say this is sort of like a dead end street, but I'm assuming that it's still a city street.
Still in the city street,
Okay.
yes.
If it remains there and it sounds like it has, and again, this goes, I'm circling back to my earlier comments about the pool. We need evidence. So if that car has been left there for an extended period of time, then two things can occur. One, the car could be considered abandoned. That's number one. I think the registration should be run. You need to see who the owner is. They need to be put on notice. They need to remove the car. It could be, clearly it's a public safety issue, especially the fact that it's got flat tires, it's a gathering point, so on and so forth. If there's no response, there's a process. I'm not going to go through the whole process, but it involves putting them on notice, certified mail. They have a certain number of days to remove it. If not, the city is by law can go in and can remove that. As far as the plow goes, I think the city would need to make some reasonable efforts to determine who the owner is, and it would be a similar process. But if these objects remain on public property, especially a public street, for an extended period of time, the court would very well consider them to be abandoned and the city could seize them. So again, not to beat a dead horse or be overly repetitious, but we need documentation, we need evidence. But something could be done with the right evidence.
We do have no overnight parking in Cranston. So could we ask for this to be ticketed every night?
Well, you could, but the most that is, and the major and the captain are here, I think the most that's gonna be right now is a ticket.
Hmm.
But if it continues and if it's continuous over a certain number of nights and days, then I think it's going to evolve into something more serious than just overnight parking. Then it becomes, again, abandonment or a public safety issue.
President Wall?
Just a clarifying question. Are there people in this thing? They're playing music, right? Loud music?
So the music, my thought from talking to her is it's the people coming up to get stuff out of this car that are lingering there with very loud music that
Alright.
have it there. And she said at other points, it's somewhat secluded. So I think kids are parking down there
All right.
and it's a gathering point, like you said.
I mean, if it is, and the major captain, correct me, if it's unregistered, period, if registration run in, it's unregistered and it's on public road, it can be towed, I believe, without any further, it gets posted, and then it's removed.
Yeah, you should.
Thank you, Councilman Ritz, for bringing this to our attention.
So I guess what would the next step be in the process? Should we work with the administration and the police department to have it checked?
Think it has to go, be sent over to the police for further investigation. They have the tools to run the ownership chain, see whether or not it's registered. I think you have to start there, because if it's unregistered, it kind of makes the steps a little bit easier.
Thank you.
I know council's not supposed to ask, but I'm going to. Captain Cannavale or Major Quirk. We can give you the address of this car that's abandoned, and could somebody look into it? Thank you, I appreciate you. If it does get hooked and taken away, would you let me know, and Councilman Ritz, close this up? Thank you. I think approved, subject to, but not issued, if I look at those. And then I'm gonna adjourn this meeting if there's no more business. All those in favor say aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, could I have a roll call vote?
Sure. Councilwoman Graziano, Councilman Andujar.
Yes.
Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Trapacanti. Councilman Vaziri.
Yes.
Council Vice President Horayan.
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
Thursday, July 9th at 7 PM for the Finance Committee. Clerk, please take a roll.
Councilwoman Graziano, Councilman Andujar,
Present.
Councilman Ritz,
Present.
Councilman Trafficante, Councilwoman Vaziri,
Present.
Council Vice President Horayan,
Present,
Council President Wall.
Here.
This time I would like to open for public comment. Is anyone in the audience that would like to speak on docketed items only? Please step up to the mic. Director, please just state your name and address or whatever.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, members of the committee and the council. Nick Lima, Registrar Director of Elections on behalf of the City of Cranston Canvassing Authority. Before you on the agenda this evening is one item related to the Board of Canvassers, which is our authorization to place on the ballot the bond questions for the November election. The reason for that is that the General Assembly does authorize those questions to be placed on either the November ballot or at a special election. This authorization specifically places those ballots or directs the Board of Canvassers to place those questions on the ballot in the November election. So following passage by the council, which we expect later this month, the Cranston Board of Canvassers will meet on July 30th to certify those questions for ballot placement. It is up to the council to the actual nature and format of those questions. It is also up to the council, within the parameters established by the bond acts from the General Assembly. It is also up to the council the order that these questions will place on the ballot. As of right now, on the certification, on the documentation before you, that is the order that they will be placed on the ballot, unless the council would like to or wishes to change that order for any reason. Maybe you want the school bond to be higher at the end or any reason like that. That's the discretion of the council. Right now, they're just there in the order that they're introduced or passed by the House by bill number. So that's at the discretion of the council. At the appropriate time, if there's any questions, I'll be here to answer them. But this is the final authorization, essentially, that the Board of Canvassers needs to proceed with conducting the election for these bond questions.
Thank you, Director, and thank you again for your service. Is anyone else in the audience that would like to speak on docketed items only? Clark, is anyone online?
There is no public comment online.
This time I'd like to close public comment. Moving down to new matters before the committee. Item C, let's go to resolutions. May I entertain a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the placement of ballot questions to be presented to the voters at the general election to be held on November 3rd, 2026. Motion to approve.
so moved.
Is there any discussion? Mr. President.
I'm sorry, we were discussing just the numbering on the resolution, the attorney and I. As I look, we went through this stuff before, and as you go through it, storm drainage improvements, public building improvements, playgrounds, streets and bridges, fire and public safety equipment, obviously our schools. As we said before, when this item came up, these are general maintenance items that I think it's necessary to put them on the ballot in case we need. These are things we're going to need to run a city going forward. Also, and Director Strom certainly will back me up on this. If the voters do approve of it, the council will have to vote to proceed with those bonds to go out to bond. And you can see as the discussions happen, this meeting, the meetings that prior, we're going to be very thrifty in the way we go forward. We're not looking for bells and whistles anymore. These are utilitarian things that we need to run a city. And so I'm certainly going to be in favor of it.
Councilman Campobano.
Thank you, Chair. I'm not on this committee, but I do have a question for the director.
Director Strom.
Trump, yes. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Good to make correctors.
Okay. If this goes on the ballot and it is approved,
Yeah.
even though we don't draw the funds or the funds are there, does it affect our bond rating because we could, or it doesn't affect it at all? I know if
No.
you have a credit card and you don't use the credit card,
No.
it still affects your.
This just gives you authority to bond. It doesn't affect your debt service or your your rating with the rating agencies at all.
So it doesn't affect it at all?
No.
Until you draw, until you,
Till you
actually
go to
draw on it.
bond,
right.
then you usually have to meet with all three rating agencies, which is what we're doing next week with the school bond of $120 million that we're doing for the school. 100 in bands that we're rolling over and 20 million in addition. But that has nothing to do with this for the ballot, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, clerk, please take a roll.
Councilman Graziano, Councilman Andujar.
Yes.
Councilman Ritz. Councilman Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilman Baziri. Council Vice President Royan.
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
All right, moving on to the real estate tax abatements. I'm pretty sure everybody saw it. May I entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please take a roll.
Councilman Graziano, Councilman Andujar.
Yes.
Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilman Baziri. Council Vice President Royan.
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Moving on to council member communications. Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I could ask Director Strom to step up to the podium. I'm going to be starting out and on page 1 of the financial report, which is always very telling. If I point, obviously I'm going to point probably the most thing. Tom, you have it up there, right? We're seeing approximately a $10.2 million deficit as of the last monthly report. Can you elaborate anything on what's going on, giving us that $10.2 million deficit, Director?
Yes, as you know, it's been running over $10 million for the last few months. We have the shortfall. I have a number of items that affect it. We have a shortfall in interest income, fire overtime, snow removal, severance in the finance department for those individuals that left, fire IOD, police overtime, police IOD. There's $250,000 for trees, and debt service was not calculated correctly in the budget, and that shows a shortfall of 3.2 million. If you just add those, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those items, and there's other things that are plus and minus, but these add up to 9,850,000, which is the majority of the shortfall of 10.3.
Thank you. Am I right to also assume, Director, if I'm reading it correctly, are we seeing a surplus in the school budget a little further down? Is that a surplus of about?
As of through May, yes. I
seeing a
don't, again, as you know, the month of June is a critical month. We have, on the city side, 60-day rule. We have invoices that are paid and accrued through the month of September. Okay, because that's when our final trial balance is done through September 30th. That's when the auditors generate their financial statement for us. So there's a lot that goes on between now and that point. I think, in my opinion, that it may be a somewhat of an improvement between now and when we close out the fiscal year, but it's not going to be a major change. It may be.
I'll use a Joe Balducci statement. As we close it out, are you saying it's going to change to the good?
I would say to the good.
To the good. Well, that's
Yeah.
something.
But I don't want to
Nothing's
give
written in
any
stone.
indication that how much it might be or anything
Right.
until all the invoices in collection of the 60-day rule comes through.
Okay, and that will be,
Yeah.
we'll be dealing with that
Yeah.
next month.
Yeah.
If you would, and I'll just go to page number 2, if I can get my computer to go, no. Wait. And I'm looking at this and geez, I wish I brought my glasses, so I'm kind of at a little bit of a, I'm looking at revenue, all right? The tax revenue is at what, approximately what, 99%?
Yeah, the tax revenue, I
Just
can
a
tell you, through May is 99.18, and I can tell you as of through the middle of June, excuse me, the end of June, 99.35.
Oh.
So it's improved.
And all, so, which I would expect to be good because there's not going to be another quarterly tax coming in before the end of the fiscal year.
Right.
So that's actually, as municipalities go, our tax collection rate is pretty good.
Oh, I would say it's one of the better.
One of the better, okay. But I do notice all the other revenues. I look at the state aid. Is that about on tax? I see that we've collected about, so we're down about $680,000 on our tax revenue. That's the additional 0.9%, right? That's what I see on
Yeah,
mine.
but keep in mind now, we have what they call Public Service Corporation Tax, which is 1,119,000.
Mhm.
That comes in either in July, the end of July or the beginning of August. And
So
we pick that up as revenue.
you picked that up as
Oh,
revenue.
yeah, in 26.
So even as we sit here next month and we analyze our financial report for June.
Yeah.
It's not going to be totally finalized. There's probably going to be some more revenues coming in.
There could be some more revenues and there could be some more expenses too.
That's the part I was wondering. That's the next question and you
Yeah.
anticipated. Okay.
Because if there's some goods and services through June 30th, sometimes bills don't come in till July or August from the vendor. So we have to accrue that.
The revenue source that I am kind of annoyed with is, once again, is the federal aid. We're almost $1 million down at 89%. Does that have something to do with some of the craziness that's going on in Washington, would you believe?
Which are you referring to?
Oh, I
again?
see federal, on revenues, right? If I'm federal aid, the third column.
Oh, okay, I see
I
it.
see it, we're at about 89%, and you would think it should be higher than 89%,
Yeah.
closer to the 90s, I would assume.
Yeah, well, some of that could be grant money, it could be other things that have not come in yet.
So, okay. All right. So that's like $1 million there.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look at the revenue, not to interrupt you, but if you look at the revenue as a whole, overall, our revenue is as a whole, over budget.
By about how much? I'm sorry.
Well, by about $500,000.
Oh, yeah, I see it. I blew it. That's a big number. All
The
right.
problem is our expenditures are,
Well, I was going to get to that, our expenditures. And I'm seeing, so our expenditures are down about $10 million. Is that correct?
yes,
To the bad, as we say. So the spending problem, we're still having a problem there. Even if we're taking $500,000, if we're spending more than, $10 million, it's not quite the wash. So that was my next item, and it's, that's glowing.
right.
As per, a lot of times we'll see, we don't necessarily have a revenue problem, we get a spending problem.
Yeah, but,
That's not a good thing.
but keep in mind, you say it's a spending problem. I believe it's, the expenses are somewhat in line. We have a budget problem from last
Yeah,
year
you're right.
that creates the spending as overages.
Let's see. Thank you for that clarification. I'm gonna go to 11. Give me a moment. I believe I'm right. And I'll ask a question that I don't know the answer to. Which is a lot of them. I think it was 11. Should've brought my glasses. So, that unassigned. And I'm not sure I quite understand what it means. I see the explanation on the bottom. Perhaps you could clarify. That's approximately, that's over $13 million.
Yeah.
What is it?
The unassigned is the actual fund balance of the city that's, people call it the rainy day
Rainy day
fund.
fund.
That can be used for just about anything that the council administration feels
So
deemed
that's our
necessary.
surplus at the end.
That's the true surplus, yeah. There's other things that are part
So
of the fund
surplus I
balance.
saw on page 1. That's not that number. I want to go back. That didn't come out to 13 million.
No, the 13
It's a lot
million,
less.
the 13 million is cumulative from last year. Okay, so that's gonna be reduced
Okay.
based on a deficit
Yeah,
or
based
a
on the-
surplus.
Right, okay. So that would be that 13 million, as nice as it looks here, is unassigned.
Mhm.
It's like it's a paper target, tiger, because when we depleted a great deal, depending on our $9-10 million deficit. That's where,
Yeah,
all
'cause
right,
if
so
you-
I wasn't,
If you
quite
recall,
sure how
last year,
yes,
you had 19 million or 21 million, I
Mhm.
believe. And you had a deficit of 6.5 that brought it down to 14 or
right.
high
Yeah,
13s.
you went down,
Yeah.
gotcha. One more, and we're gonna go far away, all the way to page number 70, Tom, if you don't mind. It's gonna take me a while to get there. This is another question I don't know, but so you're gonna teach me something again. It's gonna take me a while. It's probably the easiest way to do this. And it has to do, is it the MTB 2? Did I get there?
MTP,
The TP, yes, my handwriting is
Yeah.
poor. Yes,
that's a report that's, we submit to the state of Rhode Island.
can you elaborate on it?
Well, that's something that the state of Rhode Island requires all municipalities to submit when they do their analysis of various revenues and expenses as a group type of thing for all communities.
So all the,
Yeah.
7, all right.
And there's certain restrictions they require in the MTP to follow consistency throughout the state. It may not be exactly how we generate our financial reports, but it's something that the state requires us to follow. Similar to, like, if you recall, when you're on the school side, the chart of account, yeah. Thank you.
So we're at about, so if I look at it, I'm seeing the total revenue in this MTB at about 250. And I see our expenditures at about a little over one, all right? So you're about what, $98,000 to the good in this report?
Yeah, but there's certain restrictions there. You really, I would focus on what we submit.
What we have.
Yeah.
As going through it, I didn't understand it. I
Yeah.
figure out. So this is something you have to submit.
Yes.
But for the sake of the council and looking at our finances, you're saying it has little value to me. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not that it doesn't have value, but I think you need to direct your focus on our financials because that's what our auditors will come in to review.
Understood. So that's all. Okay. Yes, that's all I have for that part of my agenda. So I relent my time.
Anyone else? Councilman Ritz.
Thank you. I did have a few questions. I'll try not to overlap. Council President did have some of mine on that, so thank you. Just a few quick ones. On page 5, for the investment income, I'm assuming that was because we budgeted incorrectly, but it looks like we're 745,000 and some change off from where we were
Yes.
projected to be.
It's even greater than that when you look at it as a whole.
Yeah, when I go to the other, it's like over a million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I know it's probably hard to answer, but are we underperforming where you think we would be too, or?
Well, I think two things. Well, I don't know how they derived that number initially, but interest rates have, gone down as far as investments. And because we've been spending quite a bit of money on other, certain projects, we don't have as much money to invest as we had in prior years. So it's a combination.
Thank you, that makes a lot of sense. My other question, you might not know this answer, and Council President mentioned it too. I noticed there was a $50,000 surplus in the school department in the vocational tuition. I just was wondering if the tuition, if we increased the fee or if more people were applying, but I assuming you wouldn't know.
I really can't give you an answer. That information is given to us by the school department, and we basically take their numbers and plug it in, so to speak.
I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, if they had something that was very negative, then we would, more, yeah.
On page 16, under Treasury and Collections, I saw that we're a little behind where we should have been with collections. I was just wondering if that was a timing situation or we were having trouble
In
collecting.
the Treasury
Yeah,
Department, sir?
Treasury Department, Treasury and tax collection. It's only 78% of where it was projected to be. I was just wondering if that was a timing thing or if we were actually
Well,
behind in collecting.
No, I think it's a timing thing because, hold on, I can tell you, up to date, the revenue is, the total revenue for Treasury and Collections is at 110% right now.
Okay, perfect. All right,
So
it must be a
June,
timing.
you see, a lot of it is timing, and I believe some of it had to do with the tax sale and things of that nature. So that's what created it to increase over from what you're seeing through May.
Sorry, just a couple more on page 18, under Parks and Recs, the Park and Recreation receipts. I saw that that's underperforming where it was budgeted to. Again, I didn't know if it was just budgeted too high, but I thought we had raised the fees on that. I didn't know if we were having less rentals of the fields and stuff since we raised the fees.
Parks and Rec through, actually, just hold on one second. Oh, here it is. Parks and Rec, I believe, was budgeted at 425,000. And so far, through June 30th, he's collected 467, so he's over budget.
Okay, so probably again.
And that has to do with the signing of camps, and so June generates, how can I word, you can't just focus on May, you have to look at, through June and thereafter till we finalize the figures.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, because this one was.
Because a lot of the
425,
revenues.
We were 92,000 under.
Right.
That's good.
Now it's over.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
On page 24, I noticed the Board of Canvases, we were 3,900 over in the budget total for that line item. I was having trouble figuring out what. was
Board of
driving
Canvases
that.
revenue?
Yeah, Board of Canvases, yeah.
Is it the expenditures or revenue?
I'm on expenditures, excuse me.
Yes, this expenditure.
His department, in what line, did you say a specific line of the whole department?
Total for that department,
Yeah.
it was over 3925. I just was having trouble.
He's,
figuring out.
right now, he is, for this year through June, he's at 1,300 over. So it's been reduced, would you say 3,900? Yeah, it's been reduced down. But he is over through June. A lot has to do with, pension contribution and hospitalization. So I don't know if someone switched from maybe a single plan to a family plan, during the course of the year. I'm not quite sure. Actually, I wish Nick was here. He'd probably have an explanation.
Wasn't a huge amount, but I was just.
Yeah.
Figure it out. And then on page 29, under Public Works, I noted lighting streets, we're at 28,000 over in that line item. I wasn't sure if it caught up with the way the billing was or run the lights too long.
Which one's that?
Street lighting.
Street lighting,
Yeah.
streets.
We,
In this report, it was over 28,000.
yeah, right now it's at 30,000 over. Yeah.
What causes that?
I think it has to do with some of the programs that we like RISE, I believe. That's something, again, Public Works Director Correa would have to elaborate on, I guess. Because his department is over.
And I know you mentioned snow removal. We had a blizzard. I saw we're well over in that budget. Do you know if we've paid out all those? Is that the end of it? I think we're 452,000 on that.
Right
Do you know
now-
if everything's been paid out at this
Right
point?
now, it's at, we budgeted just for snow, 700,000, and the expenditures are 1,000,006.
Yeah, so it's all up with everything. Is it still gonna
900,000.
grow, you think, or we?
Excuse me?
Have we hit the ceiling with that? Everything's been paid out to vendors and that piece
I
of it?
believe there's a purchase order that's still got to come through for another roughly 100,000. I can't tell you why it hasn't been processed sooner, but that's gonna bring it up to 1.7, so that's the $1 million that we're
Mm.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no reimbursement from there, I know.
I'm hoping this year we have a mild winter.
And then the last one, I'll just ask, on the care of trees, spraying of trees, I saw an outline, I'm like 263,000 over.
Yeah, we budgeted, this was kind of new to me too. We budgeted spraying and care of trees at 220, and we spent all of that, 220. But then there's another line item that says for care of trees that we spent almost 245,000, and someone told me, and I wasn't here at the time, that it had to do with a bad windstorm and they had to remove trees, and I believe that's what created the overage there.
Oh, shoot. Yeah,
It's out for a few days, now you say that.
micro, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah,
Oops.
right after the budget. I mean,
Yeah,
that's storm. Okay. I think that's all I had. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, moving on. Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Director, I probably need you again. This is the budget work program we spoke about. I think we spoke at about some length in the May 18th meeting. And I'll just remind, if you like, I'll just put it in short terms that in the charter, I can read it verbatim, but in the charter, it says there should be a work program, how we're gonna expend the monies that have been allotted to each department or commission. Yeah, you've got it, I got it. Divided up into, the financial quarters, before should it be made and set before the end of the fiscal year. Would you have that for the council's inspection?
yes, I have to give credit to Mike Igo. He developed this. It's 4 quarters for each department. We're going to be meeting with the departments, with the directors of each department. And a lot has to do, if you look at this, many of these are a quarter. However, there's a lot that has to do with season, like for instance, snow and stuff like that, materials. That quarter would be fall, winter.
Right.
So that would be greater than, say, July, the beginning of the first quarter or the last quarter. So things like that are been determined in their budget to review and to report back to us. My question is, I have this is the data sheets that are going to be given to each department. And I would assume each department, we haven't got into it yet, will be reporting to myself and Mr. Igo and the administration, and then also to the council to show the activity. And
Now, is there
transpired.
electronic version available we can send out to the council? You'll have that? Okay, all right. Well, that's perfect. I'm glad. I know it did come with some deliberation that evening, but I appreciate the efforts, and I know it's not necessarily an easy thing to do because you got a lot to do. But I do appreciate it. I think it'll help going forward. So I hope it, I'm glad you guys did it. I do appreciate it. And I look forward to reading it. Is there anything you want to, I know we don't have it. Is there anything you'd like to point out?
Right.
Okay. Oh,
So would you
So you
like to
have a-
wait till they meet with the departments to have the numbers, or would you like to
Yeah.
see the template first?
I wouldn't mind seeing the template, but I'd also like to see it when it's finished.
Yeah.
I know we're in the first week of the first quarter. I'm assuming, it's gonna be soon. That would be my assumption.
I'm not allowing any purchase orders for at least 2 months.
We do appreciate, that's the spending problem. All right, I have nothing further to add to that.
All right.
I'd love to see it, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Can I just say one other thing?
Mr. Rector?
The chairman says so,
Oh.
yes.
If at any time, and I think you and I had this brief discussion, I do run weekly, bi-weekly reports showing the activity, both revenue and expenses for each department as well. So if you wanted to see something sooner than these quarterly reports, I have it available.
I could just give you a call and you'd send them out.
Exactly. Okay?
Thank you, Director.
Thank you. And Director, I want to thank you for working with our auditor. Things are running a lot smoother now. So with that, just to let everybody know that the audit committee will be meeting on July 20th, 2026 of this year at 6:30 PM. And with that, may I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it. We are adjourned.